Welcome back to another amazing episode of the Daily Dose, the Med Spa edition. We had to add that, we had to add the Med Spa edition.
Yeah, you have
because we realized, all of you lovely viewers and listeners, that when you try to actually find this podcast, there are a lot of like random daily doses of other things.
Really?
Yeah. Like all kinds of stuff.
Who'd have thought?
So we are now officially the Daily Dose Med Spa edition.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to do the trick. It'll help.
Me too.
Yeah. So, anyways, welcome back. We're really, really excited to be able to do another one of our podcasts. And this is going to probably be, I think, actually the best one yet. It is.
Of course.
But we say that every week, but it's okay.
I know.
But we think it's the best one yet because we have, I'm Dr. Kochak.
I'm Sam Champion.
And we have a very special guest today. We have the distinct pleasure of having join us on our podcast today, Katie Kyle.
Yes.
How do you pronounce it like that? It's spelled Keel.
I know.
Isn't it?
It's spelled Keel. I'll go by either, honestly.
Isn't it spelled the same as the little products that the lotions and stuff, or is it spelled different from that?
I don't even know what products you're talking about.
Like in every airport, there's a Kiehl's like lotion.
Oh, I do know what you're talking about. And it is spelled the same, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, it's that one's Kiel. Mine's Keil.
So that changes it.
Yeah.
All right, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, Katie, we're so excited that you're here with us today at the end of a very, busy med spa day. These ladies are kind enough to kind of sit down, and we're gonna hopefully learn a lot about Katie today.
Yes.
Katie joined us. When did Katie start with us? Very recently.
When did you start?
End of July.
Yeah.
We just moved back beginning of July.
Where did you move back from, Katie?
How
did you tell us how you ended up here at the wonderful Dose Aesthetics?
I know. Well, I'm actually originally from Toledo area, and then my husband and I actually moved to Arizona. We moved in 2020 during the pandemic. So
wow.
Yes, and during that time we got married, and now we have our son who just turned 1 year old.
And so cute.
Thank you.
So what took you to Arizona from, sunny Toledo?
Well, really just better weather, honestly. Just a change of scenery, better weather. It's beautiful out there, but obviously nothing can beat family. So
was it a place you kind of always wanted to go, or was it off the cuff?
No. My husband was the one that wanted to go there. So
but he had wanted to go for a while? Is that kind of his?
Yeah. Oh. We both knew we wanted to be somewhere warm, and he visited Arizona one December, and he got into the pool in the middle of December, and he's like, what am I doing in Ohio?
Well, what's interesting is you can get into our pool in the middle of December.
I know, you guys
because a certain family member won't let me turn the temperature below 94 degrees, which is fantastic.
It's got a hot tub.
I know, but it's so much better when it's warm.
I know.
The hot pool is apparently much more exciting. Well, anyway, so the weather took you there.
The weather, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is.
Just
did you guys have jobs lined up before you moved, or did you just go?
He did. At the time, he was working for CVS, and then he transferred to a CVS out there because he's a pharmacist. So he worked at the pharmacy out there. I didn't have a job lined up. I graduated NP school during the pandemic, and then I did a travel gig when I first moved out there. Already kind of started in the aesthetic industry before, did a lot of shadowing and things like that. So I knew I wanted to be in the aesthetic industry, and I ended up just meeting different connections out there and started after that.
That's awesome.
So you started your path in the aesthetic space at that time for the most part.
Full time, yeah.
Full time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But prior to that, you were doing a little bit of stuff still as a nurse?
Yeah. So when I first moved out there, I did the travel contracts, and I also did telehealth stuff. So as soon as I graduated nurse practitioner school. So ever since then, I started working in the med spa. I started working with a lady out there who owns a laser school, and then it also branched into a med spa. So I helped start up the med spa out there too.
That was the med spa where you were working then in Arizona. Yep. So she had a laser school. What's a laser school? Tell us about that.
It's different in Arizona because you can be a certified laser technician, whereas out here you have to be an RN or above to do lasers. So in Arizona, you can be a certified laser technician to do certain lasers. So she had a school that she operated to certify people to be a certified laser technician.
Did it run out of her med spa, or was it
It's completely separate, but it was in one building.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So we did that. We also started an injectable school that I helped start out there, and then we also had the med spa. So
well, tell us a little bit about the injectable school. I've heard you mention it before, but I think for people watching, especially people who are interested in the space, I think it's super cool to understand how that stuff works.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a big passion for teaching. So we already had the laser school going. So we ended up, me and a doctor colleague out there, she was a naturopathic. We started and did the whole didactic and curriculum. So we took a lot of time doing that and ended up starting the school. We started with like the 2-day and then we went to a 5-day advanced course doing like the basic training all through the advanced. So
how often were you guys offering these courses?
we did it monthly.
So every month you had a 2 or a 5-day course.
Yes. Yep. And they still do it. It's still going
That's
too.
awesome.
And they still use the curriculum. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. It's fun like putting in and like teaching new injectors. And also we taught a lot of advanced injectors too. We had an advanced course. So.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. So what was your typical attendance at one of these classes on average?
We limited it to 5 so that they could get a ton of hands-on experience. Yeah.
And so I assume it involved a fair bit of just straight didactic, but was there like live injection and stuff?
Oh, yeah. We had tons of models for them because obviously, like, I don't know how your certification course was, but when I originally got certified, I just felt like it was a complete waste of time because they had me inject like twice on someone and they're like, here you go, you're certified. And I did not feel confident. So obviously I went and did a whole bunch of other advanced trainings and things like that so I could feel more confident before I started injecting someone. So we made sure to make it to where they felt comfortable. So we had a full day of Botox. We had a full day of like basic filler. And then we had 2 days of advanced filler. And then we also offered like PRP and PRF trainings too, and Sculptra and things like that. So
that's awesome. Really cool. I didn't realize, this is the first time I've really talked to you at length about it. I know you mentioned it.
Yeah.
But that's so exciting.
Yeah, we would do didactic that same day. So like for tox, for example, we would do the didactic. We usually had reps come from, different companies and talk to them about different products and all the good stuff about their company. And then we'd go in and do the hands-on stuff.
So for a given day, for say tox, you'd have reps from different products come on on the same day. Mm-hmm. That's fascinating. So
that. Yeah. So they could learn about different companies.
Absolutely.
And, being a new injector, you don't really know about that stuff. So it's really just all about education.
There's so much you don't know.
I know.
Now these
nursing school does not teach you.
They don't.
Which one doesn't?
Nursing.
Oh, obviously. It's such a specific and do you learn anything about this in nursing school?
Nothing.
No.
You just have to start all over when you start in this industry. Just really.
And most of the trainings there's really no official certification out there, right? Or is there? Is there some official type of aesthetic nurse injector certification? That I'm not aware of it. If there is there?
Yeah, it's our certificate of aesthetic nurse specialist, the CANS test.
CANS, but I'm saying that it's not a requirement. Like there's no.
No requirement.
Yeah, there's not you don't have to have a particular certificate or some sort of.
Have to.
Yeah,
no.
You can be grandfathered in. You can apprentice your way into it, or you can take all these courses. And all these courses these courses in general. They're put on by spas or practices that are higher in volume and motivated to do it.
Yeah,
but it's really kind of just overseen by them, right?
Yeah. So there's no real you have to be certified to do this.
There's no credentialing body out there.
Yeah. But obviously the more trainings and stuff you do, the better it is for.
Well, there's no question. You can't just be like, I'm going to do this and then suddenly start doing it.
So much that goes into it.
I know.
I feel like people think that it's just oh, you have such a fun job, which it is fun. But at the end of the day, there's so many risks to it and things that you need to know and understand anatomy and things like that.
Absolutely.
So,
well, I think it's worth then letting our viewers and listeners know that now that you have joined us.
Yes.
And given the fact that you have this strong background in developing a program, and we've really been working on setting one up for a couple of years now as well, Sam.
Yeah.
Had initiated one, and I do believe had some people come through, but I think this is going to be the perfect opportunity for you guys to work together and formalize it. Yes. And I think hopefully maybe early next year we'll be able to open up and start having people come through and really enjoy coming around and learning from you guys and the other injectors in our practice.
Being that you have been training for quite some time and you have that experience, what if someone people come to us asking how can I do this? How can I become an injector? And what classes? What should they be asking at the training they go to? Should they be asking how long have you been doing this?
Yeah.
What problems have you ran across? Because I feel like sometimes That's
for like why they should pick that course is what you're saying.
Yeah. How do you vet a course? Since you guys started one and made one, I guess. Yeah. How does a person vet a good course?
Yeah, really, I would say obviously you don't want someone that's been doing it for a week to teach you on how to do stuff. So obviously look into detail of, who's teaching the course, what background they have. I think another thing too is asking about how many like hands-on models that you get, because at the end of the day, everyone can learn and, read a PowerPoint, but I do think it's all about, especially in the aesthetic industry, is getting your hands and doing the work. I mean, feeling comfortable with it, because it's completely different. You never really know how it's going to feel, how to inject someone, and feeling like when you first go down a periosteum and aspirating on a syringe and things like that, knowing when you're in the muscle, knowing that you're in the right plane with a cannula. So I think that, asking how many patients that I'm going to be injecting on, and also asking too about like the didactic portion, because obviously you want to make sure you have a good foundation and understanding of anatomy and products and what to inject where, G prime of products, different things like that. So
she just dropped G prime on me. I love
G prime's important.
It's so important.
I love it. Well, that's fantastic. And like I said, I think this is going to be great with you guys working on setting up a similar process out here. And I think it'll be great once we get that up and running again.
I'm very excited. I think it's
now you're here.
Yes.
You've been here for a minute. We're obviously super excited about that, but
we love Katie.
Yeah, everyone loves Katie. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone loves Katie. We've not heard anything otherwise at this point. What do you like to do? Let's tell everyone out there what is it what types of treatments are you really into? What should people be coming in for?
I love all treatments, to be honest. I love doing lips. I mean, if you look at my page, I love doing lips.
Noticed that. There seems to be a preponderance of lips.
Yeah,
so.
I love lips, but I truly do love like the art of full facial balancing. I think that's truly important. You can't only inject someone's lips because you're going to make their face look misproportionate. So I really, truly do love doing full facial balancing with fillers. I'm all about my full face tox. So I love doing it's because it's not just a lot of the times people think that it's only the upper face that you can treat with Botox or tox in general, but I do love doing a full face tox and, educating patients on why it's important to do different muscles in the face.
Tell us a little bit about that, because I think that is something that I think a lot of people walk in the door and they think they're going to kind of just put a couple units here and their whole face is suddenly going to look younger. Maybe talk about that approach, because I think I've obviously seen the results.
Yep.
And they're amazing. I mean, it's unbelievable. I really do think, though, that approach does have some real gravity. So tell us about it.
Anyone that knows me, I'm not really a firm believer in baby Botox. So, I mean, it really just goes in a part that all muscles on the face kind of go together. So, for example, if I'm going to treat the chin, I typically want to treat the DAOs and platysmals with it, because all of these muscles go hand in hand with each other. So, if you only treat one, not saying that you can't, but other muscles will start to overcompensate for other muscles. If someone comes in with a concern with the dimpling in the chin, I'm going to educate them regarding of why we should treat these other muscles too. And even the upper face as well. A lot of the times when people do make, say, their mad face with their 11s, a lot of the times they'll recruit with their nasalis muscles or their LSAM muscles as well. So it's really just giving that education to patients of why they need to treat other muscles with a certain muscle, that it's not just one area that you need to treat. And obviously too, doing the proper dose for it to last. A lot of times you'll hear people complain, only it lasted a month for me, or whatever the case may be, and it's because they're not getting the proper dose. So sometimes I'll walk out and do like 150 units for a patient, and I mean, it seems like a lot, but honestly, when you're treating the full face and the neck muscles, like in the whole scheme of things, it's really not.
Yeah, once it's spread out over that much of an area, but it truly does. I mean, again, I've seen the pictures and I've seen the people, and I can say that it does make a noticeable difference in terms of at least seeing them. The longevity piece, I'll believe you guys are on, but I really do think that the overall result is dramatically different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What else? So we got lips.
Yes.
We've got your sort of approach and thoughts about tox.
Mm-hmm.
what other types of things do you really like to do in the med spa space?
Yeah. Well, like I was saying, the full face. So really just focusing, and I love assessing a patient and, seeing different areas. Everyone's so different with their anatomy. And it's funny because I'll get a lot of people that will come in and say, oh, my friend got chin filler, so I want to do chin filler. She looks really good, but not everyone needs chin filler. So it's really just assessing the patient, and doing like a full facial rebalancing is one of my all-time favorite things to do, treating multiple areas on the face. And I do think it's important for people to know, since we're talking about full facial balancing, that you can't achieve those results with 1 or 2 syringes. I think that's a huge topic for people, because someone will come in and say, oh, I want to do 1 syringe, but I want to treat my cheeks and my chin and my jawline. So it's important to know too, kind of, how much product that we're looking at for those things. So I always tell people it's good to budget for these things. Even with Botox, if someone comes in like, oh, I can only spend $200, but I want to put Botox here, here, and here. I always tell people I'd so much rather you save up and come in 3 months, and then we can do your full face, because you're going to get the results you want. And obviously,
and it's going to last longer.
Yeah. And obviously that's the goal, is to make you happy. So, But outside of that, I do love doing corrective treatments too. I mean, I did in Arizona, like we were saying, you could be a laser technician. So laser techs did a lot of like hair removal and things like that. But I did do like CO2 like treatments in Arizona. I did a lot of have you guys heard of like Agnes for the eyes?
Yeah.
For the so we had one called Exact RF. So I did that. But I'm all about also doing corrective treatments for the skin. I think everything goes hand in hand. They all have different modalities. So Botox obviously is preventative. Fillers going to help with volume replacement that we lose as we age. And lasers are important to help with corrective. So they all go hand in hand. So honestly, I love doing all of them.
When I hear corrective, I also think kind of in my surgical practice. I always think of sort of, when we say corrective, we think of maybe something that didn't produce a result that someone was super fond of. And about 1/3 of my practice is kind of maybe working on something that's been done elsewhere.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that you guys, actually talking to Sam and a little bit with you, it sounds, I think people need to understand that if you end up getting results somewhere and you're not super, thrilled with it, it's not something you have to wait out, even though the beauty of a lot of these treatments is that they are largely sort of over time reversible. But that process can be expedited. And I think it's really nice to get in the hands of someone who's comfortable, sort of first erasing that not necessarily great result and then trying to build on it. I think,
absolutely.
What are your thoughts on kind of that type of corrective stuff? Do you
surgical?
see a lot of, no, not surgical, but more like people who have a result like Hylenex and then starting fresh? I mean, do you feel like that happens a fair bit in your practice?
Yeah, I do a ton of dissolving, to be honest. Yeah, and kind of starting over. And sometimes we just need it, sometimes over time, like especially in the lips, they were, specifically talking about the lips. It's such a mobile area that sometimes over time you just need a nice dissolve and start fresh and just get a fresh canvas.
I agree. I think it makes a huge difference. I've seen so many of the before and afters where you guys have just really taken it and freshened the canvas up, Hylenexed everything out, and then started afresh. And it really does make it nice. It's much harder. So we don't have that ability so much.
Yeah.
I can't just erase what's been done surgically a lot of times. Sometimes we can do a little bit to get back to a starting point, but it certainly is nice to have a bit of an eraser in the process.
It is, definitely. Yeah, it definitely helps. And sometimes it's just needed. So
Katie, we've got obviously people listening, people who might be interested in the space and kind of listening to your path, which is great, but also we've got probably plenty of people who are in the area or looking to travel to the area for treatment. What can we tell them? What do you want to tell them about what can they expect when they see you? What's it look like? What's typical consult with you? I
definitely dive deep into, obviously, their concerns first. Number one is I need to address what their main concern is, because that's what they're here for. So I definitely will dive a little bit into that. Obviously go over history, make sure we don't have any contraindications. But I'm very big on education. Even with my patients, I like educating of why I'm putting what where, or why I'm recommending a certain treatment over another. So I'm huge in the education aspect as well, and just going over what to expect and also aftercare and things like that. So I like to dive deep into what you're going to get into with the treatment, education, and all that.
And what's great is, as Katie just answered that question, I just realized that the sort of next sub-series we'll introduce into the Dose podcast will be education segments with Katie, because I think it'll be fantastic.
I love it. I'm all about the education. I love educating.
I like that.
Yeah. All right, we're going to come after you and pick your brain.
But our one coming up soon is going to be all about PDGF because we are going on a little road trip.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Yeah, the ladies are all going to a conference that is dedicated entirely to the topic of platelet-derived growth factors. So a little teaser for everyone, if you're listening still, and I hope you are, because this is the best one yet. Yeah, Katie, it's really nice. We're so excited that you made the big jump and moved back to Toledo, and that I know that you had a lot of choices of where you could go. And we're very, very excited that you chose to come here.
Yes.
And I think it's awesome to have you on board. And it's really, I know everyone here is so excited.
Yay. I'm excited too.
All right. Well, everybody stay tuned for Katie's educational series in our episodes to come. And our next episode, just to give you that teaser and get you on the edge of your seats, will be about platelet-derived growth factor. And we're going to get into the nite and the grite on that one.
I'm so excited.
It'll be fun.
Well,
have a great day and see you at the next Daily Dose. Bye.
The content of this podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Although we are licensed medical professionals, nothing discussed in this episode should be taken as medical or legal advice. Always consult with a qualified provider regarding your own health or treatment. We do not accept any liability for decisions made based on the information shared here.